Hello, dear ones. We are delighted to be with you in this energetic movement, this moment of moving beyond what you have been through and what is yet to come. You are in the eternal present in this now moment, and we welcome you to the power and the potency of what you're experiencing in 2022. In 2021, we categorize that Gregorian year as the year of the Great Split. We forewarned of the Great Split for many, many years before it happened. And as you experienced it yourselves, you found much of the population of this planet dividing itself between different ideas and different paths of moving forward on the evolutionary journey. What has happened is those of you who are working with the light have been catalyzed into an accelerated evolutionary path. Your journey is much sped up, while those who have made the other path decision are at a slower rate, sinking, as you might say, into slower and slower movement, so that they cling to the old paradigm while you fast forward to the new paradigm and the changes that are all about love and light. We want to congratulate you for being part of the decision to become a catalyzer yourself. Today's energy begins a 13-day period of catalyzing energy. So you may see things that catalyze your thoughts, your ideas, and your actions all around you. And as you do this, remember that you yourself are a catalyst. For everything that you do ripples out to impact and affect everyone else around you. This is a moment in your evolutionary journey where you are being called to service, not to ask questions about what's going to happen next, not to examine where you have been, but to stay fully and functionally present in this now moment, knowing that every choice you make catalyzes something else around you. With this accelerated path of evolution, you also have an accelerated sense of responsibility. Now you know more than ever that you are more responsible for every thought you think, keeping them in the higher vibration, every word you speak, keeping it with tones of kindness and carefully chosen words, and every act that you do. You are responsible for all of these because they will touch not only the people around you, but the energy of what you choose to think, say, or do now in this moment is going to be rippling out all across the planet. With that being said, let us give you a bit of an overview of what we see potentially as moving from this now moment into the next. We see that 2022, rather than being the year of the Great Split, which occurred last year, 2022 is the year of freedom and independence. This is the year that you are moving towards the energy of expressing what your heart tells you is true, knowing that as you stand for your own independence, refuse to accept choices that are trying to be forced upon you, and stand up for your freedom, you are freeing yourselves from the old paradigm and the terror that you have experienced by those who wish to keep you oppressed and not moving forward. So this year portends a great deal of movement in a very high direction for you. But as the movement begins, just like any birth process, there will be a point of struggle. You're moving into an energy that is going to have a lot of Capricorn type controls and structures around you. So those who have been trying to control you will be using that energy to try to enforce more controls on you. However, the energy of Capricorn structure and organization, all of that is not just about those who control you. You have access to that energy too, meaning that as you have been empowering yourselves to become free and independent from controllers, you have the ability to make higher and higher vibratory choices led by your heart, which creates structures of light, structures of unity, structures of compassion and kindness. These are the structures that will be facing off, shall we say, one another in the beginning of 2022. You will move through periods of a bit of a bumpy ride where the earth is having great weather changes and some earth changes too. But we have told you these earth changes have been long overdue. So do not be surprised, but be happy that finally this movement is coming forth. This will bear fruit of the movement that is going to support the ascension of the earth and your own evolutionary process. You will find in this year of 2022 that you're going to experience more portal energy, meaning that as you lighten your vibration, you become aware of more and more being led by your heart and your intuition. In fact, from our perspective, it is extremely important now that you allow your heart and your intuition to lead everything you think, say, and do, rather than allowing outside events to overwhelm or guide you. The outside events are all external, and external things are not really part of the evolutionary path. They only serve as triggers to push you so that you can transcend judgment, frustration, anger, grief, all the emotions that have kept you stuck in belief systems of the old paradigm. In the new paradigm where you are moving forward, allow these emotions to show you, oh, I can let go of that belief. I can let go of that expectation. I can even let go of that desire. I can be totally, fully, functionally present and responsible in responding to whatever is going on and whatever is called for in my highest vibration right here and right now. In other words, what we are telling you is the path of evolution is never about what's happening on the outside. The path of evolution is always about what's happening on the inside. And what's happening for you who have chosen the accelerated path is movement towards freedom and independence. You will become independent from those who wish to oppress you. You will become free in many ways that you have yet to discover. Sound is going to be a great source of movement in 2022. You will sense that sounds are telling you something long before you can see what is coming. You have been trained to look around you, to use your visual skills to tell you what is happening. But as we have been trying to turn you more and more towards your inner guidance, towards your first sense, your intuition, you're going to learn and truly experience that your intuition is showing you the true state of reality. You will begin to know things that are going to happen before they do. In other words, precognition will begin to come more and more and more. You'll turn on the water to wash the dishes or take a shower, and you'll have an insight or a flash of something that is to occur. And because you are in the higher vibratory states, you will, no matter what the nature of what you hear or feel, you will respond through, okay, how am I needed and how can I serve, rather than reacting in the old state of fear that you once might have chosen. Now you will make choices to respond in every moment rather than reacting. You are moving also into noticing things through your feeling state, how you are feeling more than what you think. You will feel more and more, this doesn't feel right, or this feels like something should change or be different. And you may not know what it is, but just having the feeling that change is imminent and necessary is leading you in the right direction. Sometimes you will find yourselves in a place of the wait and see. You know that something's coming. You know that you're going to have to respond. You don't know exactly what form it will take, but you are prepared, you are willing, and you are ready. So you wait until whatever happens, happens, and then you respond in service and in love with the highest capacity you can offer. This is the pathway of your service in 2022. You will see more compassion between people in 2022 as judgment becomes something of the old paradigm. Those who wish to judge and blame are those who have taken the slow road to evolution, those who are clinging to the old paradigm and hoping that things will go back to, quote, normal, without realizing that normal was never in alignment with cosmic unity. Normal has been under the control of the controllers for a very long time. So your species doesn't really have a real concept of what should be, could be normal. So those who are saying, I'm blaming, I'm judging, and I want things to go back to normal, those are the ones that have chosen the slower path, and they will be the ones who evolve differently than you do. You will be the ones who are standing ready to serve, accepting experience just as an experience, and knowing that each experience offers something for you to share and learn and grow. You will be the ones who also know that in your response, you are sending out ripples of compassion, trust, love, grace, patience, and kindness all across the planet when it is most needed. As you move into feeling things more clearly and you begin to hear sounds more fully, you will notice that your sight increases in a third eye kind of way. In other words, you will see things from the inner planes more than you will see things from the outer planes. Of course, you will obviously still see things in your third dimensional environment, but those things in the third dimensional environment will take on a different hue of color, more sparkle, more iridescence, and conversely, more dullness and more grayness, where you see things that need to change. You will see the duality more clearly, and you will be able to know what is required and what your path is to do, what you are here for. That's going to become more and more apparent. You will also be aware of the earth changes before they happen. You may sense them intuitively, but you will definitely hear them coming before they arrive. You will find that you're hearing things before you see the reality before you. You're moving into a time where you are already experiencing high winds that we told you about over 10 years ago. This is part of the planetary change. You are seeing disrupted weather all over the planet because of the geochemical engineering and the manipulation of nature's weather patterns. All of this is also going to come to a crescendo where you see more and more of nature saying, we're going to clean some of this up. We're going to make this balance out in a way that it should be. When this happens, help one another. Some will experience loss. This has already been happening. Share what you have, but this moves you closer to unity. Others will recognize how lucky they are to have not lost things, and their hearts will open because they wish to share. All of these external triggers, and we do mean triggers, are evolutionary points of helping you to open your heart more fully and to evolve more fully into who you truly are. As this experience of reality becomes more of your everyday understanding and recognition of the true reality and what is going on, this is when you will see portals begin to open. From these portals, you will see evidence of telepathic communication. You will receive more messages from other dimensions. You will communicate more clearly with other dimensions, and you will begin to hear and sense and feel those of us who are your interstellar family and your interdimensional helpers here helping you. You've long waited to see us because you've been trained that seeing is knowing or seeing is believing. But you don't need to believe, you need to trust because you know in your heart that we are here. And the proof is going to be coming to you in the what you feel and what you hear rather than what you see. You will, of course, see interstellar dimensional beings as well, but that will not be the first step, nor as frequent. What's going to come first is an inner knowing through feeling our presence and hearing us around you. These are wonderful ways of interconnecting and welcoming you into who you truly are. You are on the verge of becoming cosmic citizens. And as you become cosmic citizens, and as you reach out to help one another through this point of transition, evolution, and change, open your heart not only to your neighbors, but to the cosmic population. Open your hearts beyond the borders of town, community, family, state, nation, province, country. Open yourself to the community of the world and help everywhere that you have the opportunity. It is a time of service in 2022, and you're going to find that in the freedom and independence you are achieving, you will have more joy out of serving than you have ever experienced. And you will begin to recognize that what you would have called hardships previously, you will see only as triggers to opening you to a greater expanded sense of who you truly are and the power that you carry in remembering all of who you are. These are the things you have to look forward to in 2022. We are greatly excited about this journey. We see January offering changes, structures, more oppression, which you will counterbalance by choices of saying, no, we don't accept this, and doing it in a parallel way that does not cause friction, but that stands up for truth. February will bring in a very potent collective shadow cycle, and we will speak to you again on the day the shadow cycle begins to give you guidance of how to move through it. March, you will still feel some reverberation of the shadow cycle and the changes that are being triggered around throughout the world. But by the end of March, you will begin to feel a real shift. And in April, you will feel more positive energies coming in a way that is palpable. This positive trend will continue, even though you will have more upheaval in May. You will have more positive in June, and then July, a little more upheaval in August, and then more positive in September. And then in October, you will move into a state that you have not experienced ever before on this planet. This is the gift of 2022. So move into an experience that you have in each trigger that arrives with grace, with gratitude, with trust, with kindness and love towards one another and all of the beings around who are here to support and help you on your evolutionary journey. Welcome to 2022. We love you. One last thing to tell you. 2022 is 3 2s. 3 is a number of creativity. 2 is the number of duality. Begin to create ways to bring the opposites of duality into harmony and recognize that 3 2s together make 6. That's the energy of flow. So if you go into this year of 2022 expecting flow, even knowing that there may be places that you have to move around, over, or through, that flow will carry you through into your goal of freedom, independence, and evolutionary growth. We love you. Good always.